Welcome to the 9th week of CSCI 1100. This week we'll be covering Excel again. We'll throw in charts and graphs. We'll also do a loan calculator in addition to that and a couple other things. So let's get started, shall we? So here's our example sheet. If you remember from last time, this is laid out like Word is. It has a ribbon. The ribbon has tabs. Tabs have groups, and groups have commands. Now, first thing we want to do here is we want to enter a new label. So I will type in %, and then I will hit Alt, Enter. And that pops me down to the next line within the cell. Now we'll type gain, loss, like so. All right? Not bad. Now what this is this is a currency exchange sheet, meaning it helps you look at, have you gained value in a currency you've invested in or lost value in a currency you've invested in. Now, if you have lost value, which may be possible, that's a bad thing. But first thing we got to do is we got to calculate the initial value. If you remember from last time, we do that with a formula or a function. We're going to do a handwritten formula. So equals, click on D4 times E4. Note, we do multiplication using the asterisk. All right. In Excel. There we go. So you note that up here, right? And what we can do is we can take the fill handle and just pull down and fill it in. Current value. Current value is equals. Remember that equals tells Excel we're writing a formula so that it knows what to do. D4 times, again, using asterisks, G4. And again, we can use our fill handle to pull it down, like so. Just as in math, there are orders of operation in the Excel math, okay? And they're the same as they are in regular math. You do everything in parentheses first, then you do negation, then you do percentages, exponentiation, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. All right? That's how you do that. Now your gain loss, which is I4, is equals H4 minus F4. So we are subtracting our initial value from our current value. Now this won't always be positive. All right, because if we pull down through here, we can see we have some negative numbers sitting in here. Now our percent gain loss is equals I4 divided, and we do division with a / in Excel, F4. So we're dividing our gain loss by our initial value in order to get our percent gain loss, like that. And we can use our fill handle again to pull that down. Functions. All right. So in D14, what I was doing was handwritten formulas where I typed it all out. What we're going to do now are functions. So if I AVE, this list pops up, and I'm going to choose average. It's asking me for a range, like so. So I choose a range, and then I close the parentheses, and I hit enter. And there's my average. Average is it adds up this range and divides it by the number of items in the range. That's what average is. Now, in D15, which is here, we want the highest or the max. We're going to go to the editing group in the home tab, click this down arrow, and then we're going to click max. Once again, it's asking for a range. We give it the range, and it gives us the highest number in that range, which is 65,874. Okay, now we want min. Now we can't come over here to where we were before in AutoSum and just click it there. But we can also do more functions, and we can search for it and then choose OK. And now it's asking for a range as well. We give it that range, and we hit OK. And now we have the lowest number in the range. Why do we care? Why would we do this? If you're looking for your highest profit in that range, that's the easiest way to do it. Because don't think about this as a column of 10 numbers. Think of it as a column of 100, 1,000, 10,000 numbers that you have to go through and find this stuff. If you set it up like this, it'll do it automatically for you. All right, now just as we did before, we can use a fill handle to pull this across, like so, for each one of these, and we'll be good. All right. The other thing we can do, we can verify our formulas in a couple ways. One is I can just double click, and there's a formula, and I know what it is. Second way, I can hit Control tilde, and tilde is a squiggly line under the escape button, and it shows me all the formulas at once. So these are functions. These are handwritten formulas. Please know the difference. And then I hit Control tilde again, and it takes me right back there. All right. If I go to Page Layout, Themes Group, and choose another theme, let's say Ion, you can see that the numbers change, that the text changes with it, okay? I'm going to choose, I don't like that. I don't like that either. I'm going to choose Ion. I like Ion. Now we're going to do some formatting. And if you remember from the last time, I have chosen A1 through J1. I'm going to come into the alignment group that's under the Home tab. I'm going to choose Merge and Center. And that's exactly what it does. And then I choose this down here, A2 through J2, Merge and Center. Now, if you want to undo this, you hit that down arrow and you click Unmerge Cells. All right, that's how it works. So now that I have A1 chosen again, I'm going to come into the Styles group. I'm going to choose title. And that's what happens. I'm going to choose A2. I'm going to choose heading 4. I'm going to choose A3 through J3. I'm going to choose heading 3. Okay? And then I'm going to do one other thing. All right? And that's that I'm going to come into F13. All right? And I'm going to do an auto sum. And as you can see, by doing auto sum, it just chooses it automatically, like the other functions. And what I could also do is I can choose 3 of these and do an auto sum, and it does that automatically. Okay? Auto sum is good. Auto sum gets you a lot of stuff. I say that. Then from A13 to J13, we use the total style. Now you can already see that by doing this, it makes reading it easier than it was before. But we're going to do some other stuff here that'll make it easier than it was before. So B4 to C12, okay? Come into the alignment group and we center that. Looks pretty good, right? I mean, we're doing actually a pretty bang up job here. A14 through A16. All we're going to do is bold. Bold's right there in the font group, just like with Word. Now you can color in cells. And that's this button here, the fill color. So click that and I come down. I think I want that one. Yeah, I want that one because I like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to this, which is my border thing. I'm going to hit that arrow. And I'm going to do a thick, let's see, where is it? Outside borders. And now I have borders around it. Not bad, right? Pretty good. We can also format dates. And we come into the numbers group for that, and you already have date here. So you click this, which pops up the format cells dialog box, and we can choose the format for our date. I'm going to use this one, but let me show you something down here. Where it says 14th March 2012, that is a European date system. That's what they use in Europe. They go day, month, year. They do it by size. We do it month, day, year. Just be aware of that, because you might actually see that one day. You hit OK. Now we have nothing but hashtags here. Recall that hashtags mean the column is too big for whatever's in it. We will fix that, I promise, here in just a little bit. Next thing we need to do is go to D4, come down to D16, okay, F, hold Control, F4, F16, okay, hold Control, H4, H16. What I've done is I've chosen non-contiguous data. So I chose the first cell, let go of the mouse button, held Control, chose the second one, and chose the third one. All right? So that I could do what I needed to do here. What we're going to do is come up to the number group, currency, and now there we go. These dollar signs are what's called floating dollar signs, which means they will always be at the beginning of the number. If you use this dollar sign, which is the accounting number format, all right, it'll fix that dollar sign to the left side of the cell and it will stay there, period. Because that's proper accounting format. So from D5 to D12, I'm now holding Control, F5 to F12, and H5 to H12. We come up to the numbers group and we click the comma style. That took away the dollar signs and added a comma. This is accounting format. Only the numbers at the top and the numbers at the bottom tell you what currency you're working in. Okay? In accounting format. Now we can come into E4 to E12, hold Control, G4 to G12. And we can increase the decimal place with this button, 1, 2. You can decrease it with this button. And this is in the numbers group. I increased it to 4 places. So why would you increase it to 4 places? Because sometimes you need that kind of accuracy when you're dealing with currency. You just do sometimes. So you come into I4, and you go all the way down to I16. What we're going to do is we're going to make the negative numbers stick out like a sore thumb. So you come into numbers, group, you click this, you click number, and then you choose that one, the red number with the red parentheses around it. The reason we use that is because it's accounting formatting standard, okay? And we hit OK. And now we have our red hashtags because it's too big. We will fix that. I promise. Next thing we're going to do, okay, is we are going to apply the percent style to the percent gain loss column. Number group, percent. Now we're going to do conditional formatting. This is where a lot of people get confused. All right. So pay close attention. I think we'll all be okay. So in the styles group, under the home tab, you will see conditional formatting. Click it. Come down, click new rule. Click format only cells that contain. Now this first box, cell value, refers to the values in these cells here. This second box is the Boolean operator. I'm going to use less than, and what that means is if this cell value is less than the value in this box, which will be 0, do whatever formatting we set in here. So, is 31 less than 0? No. Is negative 10 less than 0? Yes. So if it's a negative number, it will do the formatting in this box. So we hit format there. I choose bold from the font. From the fill, I choose red. And I hit OK. There's our preview. All right. And then we hit OK. And now our negative numbers have a red background and bolded text to them. We still have our column width problem, right? So with this, I hit that little triangle up here in the corner and it chooses the entire sheet. I then come to format and I do an auto fit column width. And it fixes that. I can also do an auto fit row height. And it'll fix that too. Okay. Something there. Well, that didn't do me much good, did it? Wait a second. Oh, yeah, that's better. That's fine. And there you go. No more hashtags. And you can do it with row too, which is fine. So let's talk charts for a second, shall we? Now I'm going to back out just a little here. Give me a little more room to work with. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go from A3 to A12. Now I'm going to hold Control, F3 to F12, and H3 to H12. Our data is chosen. Insert. Under Chart Group, look for the column 1 and choose the clustered column. And there you go. There's your clustered column. Now, what a clustered column does, among other things, is it's supposed to make things, oh, I like that one, easier for you to compare. And that's exactly what it does here. Deep red, initial value, orange, current value. You can easily see where you're making money, where you're not making money. When you get a chart up and it's chosen, you get the chart tools. And you get design, and design has chart styles in it. And what I did is I chose that third one and it made it look like this. All right. You also have format, which can do shapes and word art and accessibility and range and size and so forth and so on. Okay. Here's the other thing. This chart is a live thing. If a number changes in here, this will change to reflect that change, okay? It will, I promise you. 3D pie charts. This is the one that most people have trouble with. So A3 to A12, Control, H3 to H12. Insert, come down to the pie, and go 3D. And there you go. There's your 3D pie chart. And you can do the same thing there that you did. No, I like this one better. With your clustered column, which is you can style it any way you want. All right. And there you go. Nice. All right. All right. One of the things you can do with a pie chart is you can pull out a slice. Okay? Another thing you can do is you can do a 3D rotation. You can rotate it on the x-axis. You can rotate it on the y-axis. Now, when you are making this, and you can do that, that's pretty impressive. All right? I mean, it really is. The other thing you can do is a 3D format. Okay, and you can do your top bevel. Let's see what we've got for our bevels here. I think we'll do a top bevel. And we'll up the width to 30 and the height. And you can see that has become more rounded there, okay? You can do that. Shows you how to pull a piece out. You can change the color of the piece. Oh yeah, you can see the bevel around the edge, yeah. You can change the color of the piece by right-clicking and just choosing the color you want, like that, okay? And notice that when that changed, this down here changed too, all right? Okay, couple things here. One other thing, a couple of things. Under the design tab of the chart tools, you can move these to another sheet, a new sheet. Nice. Okay. This funnel allows you to select what data you want in and what data you don't. The brush is just like a style thing, like you would find in the design tab. And then that allows you to turn labels on and off like so. Okay? When you turn the data labels on, you get data labels in here. And you can do fills on those too, by the way. Yeah, that won the best fill. Try that. Better. So you get that data. All right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a loan calculator. But before that, we are going to take a look at these tabs down here. If I right-click one of these tabs, I can change the color. I can also rename the tab. Short. Okay? I can rearrange them like so. Okay? That's a nice thing to know because that'll really help you. Now we need to bring up a new sheet like this. Okay? And that new sheet is where we're going to make our loan calculator. So first thing we need to do is put some labels in. So loan calculator in B2, hit enter, date, item, price, down payment, loan amount. Okay. And then we come over to D3, rate, use, monthly payment, total, interest, sorry, total cost. All right. So there are our labels. We need to do a little formatting first off. So we're going to choose from B12 or B2 to E2. merge and format. All right. Now I'm going to use the title style on it, like we did in our first thing. And then we're going to do a column auto fit. There we go. And then we're going to do a right align from B3 to B7. And that's this right here. That's right align, or align right. We also do it for D3 through D7 as well. All right. Then if we go from C3 to C7, we'll do a left align. And what this is this is a pre-formatting. Because whatever we put in these empty cells will be left aligned. Guarantee it. So now that we have that, we can go from B2 to E7, put in a border. All right, now we're good. Zoom in here just a little so this is easier for you to see. We want to format cells C5 through C7, hold control, E5 through E7. And we want to format them as currency, which we come into the numbers group and use currency for. Now we can enter some values. For the date, we're going to use the equals now built-in function. And what that does is it pulls out the current date like that. All right. Then we're going to put in what it is we are buying, a home. Then we put in the price of that home. Then we put in the down payment. Then we come up and we do 5.75% That never works out completely correctly. We'll use 6% and then 18 years. That's how many years we're going to pay the loan off. So what we're making is a loan calculator. And the way loans work is you get loans for things that you can't pay for all at once out of pocket. Homes, cars, your education, right? And then you pay that back over time as you go. Now, when you get a loan, you can make a down payment, which lessens the amount you have to pay back over time. So the first thing we need to figure out is in C7, the loan amount. So equals C5, okay, minus C6, which is $235,000 because we subtracted the $30,000 down payment from it. The other thing you have to understand is there's an interest rate. That interest rate is applied to your loans on an annual basis or a monthly basis, depending on what the terms of the loan are. And you have to pay that in addition to the loan. That's how the bank makes money, is off the interest rate. Yes, I know. To figure out the monthly payment, we're going to use a function called PMT. We're going to come up to AutoSum, hit that down arrow, more functions, choose PMT. If it's not there, you can search for it. Hit OK. this pops up. Now the rate is simply your interest rate. All right, but we want the monthly interest rate. So E3 divided by 12 gives us our monthly interest rate. The N per is the number of payments per the loan. So that would be E4 times 12. That tells us how many months, thus how many payments we'll be making. The PV is the loan amount, which is C7, okay? Because it's it's the loan amount. We have to use a negative C7 in order to get a positive number out. Okay, that's just how it works. You hit OK, and there's your monthly payment, $1,748. Now, the total interest is equals, parentheses, E4 times 12. Remember, we're getting the number of payments here times E6. No, E5. Yeah, times E5, sorry. Times E5. So we get the number of payments. We multiply that by the monthly payment. And then we subtract the loan amount. And that gives us our total interest. Now the total cost is equals, parentheses, E4. Again, we're going to get the total number of payments, multiply it by the monthly payment, and then add in the down payment, right? Because we have to figure in the down payment, and that's your total cost right there. Think about that for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. We started with $265,000, and we ended up with $407,000, and you're paying the bank $142,000. Sometimes we want to protect our worksheets. So what we want to do is we want to select C4 through C6, hold control, E3 through E4. Okay. We right click, and where is it? It is Format Cells. All right, protection. These are currently locked. All right, and we want to remove the locked. Check to that. And then hit OK. Now, once we've done that, okay, we can select the Review tab. All right. And we can come in. Okay. And we want the Protect Sheet dialog box, which is this. Make sure that select locked cells. Okay. So the idea is that what we want to do in here is we want to lock certain cells. All right. Like so. Wait a minute. Let me. These, and these. Okay. We come up here. Make sure this is selected. Make sure this is selected. Okay. we put a password on it. And the password is so that only we can unlock it. I simply use test, and then I hit OK. You have to re-enter the password, and you're good. So what did that do exactly? Well, for one thing, it made it so I can't change certain things in here, okay? So let's say I came down here. I can't change it because that's locked. Remember, we unlocked these to begin with, and we unlocked these to begin with. These have all formulas in it, and we don't want those to change. So I can't change those unless I unlock the worksheet. All right. So I can change the rate, the year, the monthly. Let's see. I can change the rate, the years, the date, the item, and the initial price. So I could change this to a car. Okay, and I could change this to say 27,000 with a down payment of 9,000. Okay. Or maybe make it 8,000. Okay. That gives you a loan amount of 19,000. Problem is the years. We want 5 years. That's not bad. Total interest, total cost, monthly payment. Interest rate for a car loan these days is probably around 3%. Something like that, okay? You're not doing bad. You're not. But I can't change these down here because those are my formulas. Now I can unlock the sheet by clicking on Protect and putting in the password. These are now unlocked. And yes, I can change them if I want. Okay. Your homework is read chapter 14. Watch this video. Take the Excel quiz. Do the calculator, the grade calculator worksheet. And then do your discussion. And you'll be fine. Okay? I'm going to stop the share. And then I'm going to stop the lecture. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week.